As if I thought Rob and China couldn't get any messier, I find out that Child Protective Services has been called to check on the welfare of Dream multiple times throughout her, and she's not even that old. She's not even 10. All because these two could not get along. And unfortunately, these next few years for Rob and China are going to be hell. So let's get into it. Welcome back to Rob and China Part 31. Blac Chyna just got a restraining order against Rob Kardashian. Meanwhile, Rob is suffering the consequences for posting explicit photos of Blac Chyna, as he should. Even his sisters are coming at him for doing that. Around this time, Rob completely stops filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and it just seems like he focuses on just being a parent to Dream at this point. But what about Rob and China? The next thing that we hear is on August 3rd, 2017, Rob and China settled for custody outside of court. They apparently had a physical agreement just between the two, and they did not want it to have to go to the courts because of all the other legal drama that they have going on right now. Later, we're going to find out what really happened. According to Rob, what really happened is he did not want to go back to court because if he did, he knew that China would tell the judge about the domestic violence claims that she has against Rob. And if she did that, Rob's visitation with Dream would be extremely limited, if any visitation at all. So Rob decides to settle outside of court with China herself, and they land on Rob paying China $20,000 a month in child support, as well as the two splitting custody 50-50. And that seems to work for a little while, but just know that Rob is not happy with this agreement. We will circle back to this custody arrangement. In the meantime, it seems like Blac Chyna is focusing on her music career, saying that she wants to be the next Nicki Minaj, so she's working on that. And then even on August 10th, Blac Chyna appears in a music video with lyrics that viewers suggest hint at her relationship with Rob Kardashian. The lyrics say, "You were seduced by her sin, don't let Lucifer in. She took you for everything, you let her do it again." Of course, since Rob and China are being very quiet on social media, I do feel like the media is grabbing to any little thing. But regardless, China actually finds herself in some hot water around this time. On August 9, 2017, Blac Chyna is accused of getting into it with her neighbor over a noisy roofer. And there's a video of her yelling, screaming around. This just does not look good for China. And unfortunately, this will not be the last time that we see Blac Chyna causing a public disturbance. With this in mind, it seems like her luck is really starting to run out because on August 17th, only a week later, it's reported that China dumped her boyfriend, the one that was in the kissing video that she sent to Rob. The only information we get is from this article. It says the 29-year-old star is said to have ditched the rapper, who she has been dating for less than 2 months after they had an argument. Oh, that's his name, Mechi or Meshi, I don't know. But he wants to get back together, and China's the one that dumped him. Then 4 days later, Blac Chyna's lawyer comes out and says that China gave the cars back that Rob allegedly bought her, but she then thinks she's dropping a bombshell, I guess, because she's like, they were leased. He didn't even own them, and neither did she. I don't know, kind of weird. Don't know what that has to do with really shit, but whatever. Thought I would include it. Then on September 12th, the LAPD starts investigating the care of Dream Kardashian while she's with Blac Chyna. It even says that they've reportedly been looking into Dream's situation for some time. And keep in mind, this is coming right after, of course, the revenge corn incident and then China getting into it with her neighbor. Yeah, all this stuff is going on. The report says that they're investigating the care of Dream, and they specifically state that they've already been looking into her care even before Rob posted all those pictures, which I was actually shocked by. I thought that's why they were involved, but I guess they're involved before then. I also forgot to mention, whenever Rob was going on and on about, whenever he posted all those pictures, he also alleged that Blac Chyna does Coca-Cola, but he said he does it while she's taking care of her kids. Very serious allegations, so of course the police are responding to this. And even though the police say that they were already interested in investigating the care of Dream, they do not say exactly at what point they started looking into it. However, if I had to take a guess, it was probably back in December when Dream was only 1 month old and Rob and China got into that really big fight where Rob alleged that China beat him and held a, yeah. So I guarantee you that's when they started investigating. Now, even with all of this in mind, only 3 days later, the custody arrangement that Blac Chyna and Rob had already previously made goes public, which doesn't help I'm just saying, all this stuff that they're doing publicly is not helping their case with the LAPD investigating the care of Dream. Like, this is terrible. Anyway, after this comes out, we also learn that China does exactly what Rob says later on in the court documents, that she dropped the domestic violence charges against Rob. Remember, she accused him of throwing her on the ground in front of her son, which, by the way, if that's true, that's not only a domestic violence charge, that's also a child abuse charge as well. So I am genuinely shocked that China dropped that. Because Rob, on the other hand, he sticks with his abuse allegations all the way until 2022. Now, I'm not saying that means China is lying at all. I don't know why anybody would lie about that. I just think it's very interesting that she did drop those charges. But I think she may have done so to try to make peace with Rob and his family, because this is already beyond messy. And now we have the LAPD looking into one of your children's care. Yeah, it's getting, yeah. Anyway, even though things seem like everything's done, the dust has finally settled, only a week later, on September 27th, Rob Kardashian and Kylie Jenner file a lawsuit against Blac Chyna for assault. It just never ends in this world, guys. I'll see you guys back on the hamster wheel in the next part.